και περιμένω να συμβεί κάτι μέσα σε αυτές τις γραμμές που έχω σκεφτεί, και πολλές φορές τυχαίνει, πολλές φορές δεν τυχαίνει. Αλλά αν κάτσεις με κάποιο μαγικό τρόπο, γίνεται αυτό που θες και γίνεται ακόμα καλύτερο από αυτό που περιμένεις πολλές φορές.
Hi there. Today I'd like to look at street photography in more depth while focusing on the work of Greek photographer Lukas Vasilikos. It's always fun just to walk around with a camera and find interesting things to photograph. But the best that one can hope for when you do this kind of practice is to get a few pictures that really don't have much to do with each other. They don't have a connected meaning. Vasilicos only started photographing at the age of 31, but he's been a man on a mission. He's concentrated on taking street photographs that enable him to better understand the world around him as well as himself. His work is impressive, but he's achieved it through hard work, perseverance, and patience. In this video, I'll examine his approach and try to identify what it takes to transform one's street practice into something that communicates a more cohesive message. Vasilikos views life on the street as a theatre, and the people that he photographs become actors playing out their roles. His photographs reflect his personal exploration of what it means to live a life, as well as an attempt to reconcile with death. He's collaborated with other Greek photographers in the Depression-era collective. These photographers have responded to the financial crisis in Greece in different ways, but collectively they are all attempting to articulate the unstable and oppressive mood that hangs over the country. Following the 2008 global collapse, Europe has been in decline, and Greece is the country that has probably been impacted the most. Austerity measures, unemployment, and social fragmentation are now a way of life. So the people that populate Vasilikos's pictures represent players within this wider national drama. He believes that much of what he does artistically can be seen as a defense against the societal distress he observes around him. Although there are millions of pictures being produced every day, he believes that very few of them have any substance. Just because pictures appear superficially impactful and get likes on Instagram doesn't mean that they're any good. Before he really became engaged with photography, National Geographic type reportage pictures were all that he knew. But then he realized that there was a whole new world of photography to be explored. He wanted to examine his existence beyond the observable reality, to convey thoughts and ideas that couldn't be described simply or logically using words. He gauges the depth of a photograph by its capacity to raise questions without attempting to provide answers. So up to now, what I've been talking about is his process of establishing a point of departure or an understanding of his motivation for taking pictures. This sets his purpose for venturing out with his camera. Vasilikos says that he often begins his street practice by looking for a background that interests him. He knows that he just has to be patient, and that more often than not, something interesting will emerge. Now, this conscious approach to how he starts photographing is very different from photographers who just take to the streets with their camera and take pictures while they're busy doing other things. Look at these three shots. The background walls hold our interest, while the chance interactions provide the focus. If one walks about without any strategy, one might find something that's quirky or interesting, but 9 times out of 10, the background is too busy or doesn't hold the frame. I think this is my favorite picture. The wave breaking against the rocks provides some drama, but the inflatable Father Christmas is the main point of focus. The boy's impassive posture makes the dancing balloon just so much more weird. Making the image black and white helps to tonally flatten the scene. It's possible that if this was in color, the Father Christmas would be red, which would provide a point of interest. But there would also be lots of other color elements pulling our attention in different directions within the frame. So instead of making a picture that's funny and light-hearted, we are left with a feeling of sadness and isolation. The smiling face on the balloon suddenly becomes lonely and out of place within this sea of greys and blacks. Vasilikos moves between shooting black and white and color, and is happy to let the theme of his projects dictate these choices. Another important element is light, because he's aware that interesting light can transform even the simplest things into something that's extraordinary. He says, in life we experience reality, while in photography we seek magic. In this image, the light is shining towards the camera, and the backlit kite jumps out against the darker background. Without the child and the kite, the scene would have just been a standard dramatic sunset. Obviously, on most occasions when he goes out, the elements don't come together. But in this shot, he found a combination that creates magic. Here he's used a similar backlighting technique, but the image is dark and moody, like a scene from a film noir movie. In this image, he gets it all right. The sun just peeks over the top row of stairs. The structures and group of people on the top right are complex and interesting, but the person wearing the horse's head is the icing on the cake. It's a fantastic juxtaposition of elements that make no logical sense. When I released an earlier video on similar work, I think, produced by Brazilian photographer Gustavo Minas, a lot of people didn't believe that his work wasn't digitally manipulated. These chance combinations don't happen very often, but if one puts in the time and is watchful, they do occasionally emerge. Who knows, in this shot, maybe Vasilikos saw this person wearing a horse's head and they were moving towards the escalator, and then possibly quickly ran down the stairs to find a good position to shoot from. When discussing his choices about black and white or color, he says, even though the world around us is in color, we as photographers don't have to depict reality as it truly is. Most of photography is about subtracting elements, and the addition of color makes this process even more complicated. Good light isn't just about vivid colors and interesting highlights. It can also create dramatic contrasts. This one is just weird and funny. In this shot, he's seen how the bright clouds were reflected in car windscreens, and then waited to include the perfect combination of human elements. 1 millisecond later, and the cloud would have covered the driver's face. The child's hand raised to his face becomes the central focus. Perhaps Vasilikos, from his position, noticed that the sky was reflecting on car windscreens, and then just clicked away until the god of luck shined down upon him. This image was taken on a dreary day, but the brightly lit doorway reflected in the window provides a point of focus. The parking lot that we see on the other side of the window is vaguely interesting, but the light variation enlivens the image. These next two are all about contrast, but he's not relying solely on light. The activities and framing also create visual interest. The third consideration that he focuses on is compositional elements, like line and shape. This photograph reminds me of some of Alec Webb's shots made in Haiti. The vertical bands of light and dark partition the image in a similar manner to Robert Motherwell's Elegy to the Spanish Republic series. It's almost a monochrome image with just a hint of color here and there. The diagonal between light and shadow dominates this composition. So even though the woman isn't doing anything particularly interesting, we are drawn into a melancholic psychological drama. Vasilikos said, in photography, what is depicted is important, but what is hidden and how each person interprets it is more important. In this shot, the reflections of the three paintings produce a repetition of rectangular shapes. They transform an otherwise dull street scene into something that's engaging. We are also transported through time because of the contrast between the modern-day exterior on the other side of the glass and the paintings depicting scenes from bygone eras. This arrangement of bluish rectangles creates an upside-down black T. As viewers, this solid composition anchors us within the frame. Then we're able to explore further. We notice the repetition of hands and the contrast between the summery pool scene and someone reaching for their umbrella to step out into the rain. This is a perfect picture to segue to his use of color. Vasilicos uses color tones very mindfully. If any of these panels didn't have a bluish tinge, the cohesion of the composition would have been lost. Look at these three shots. In each of them, color becomes the principal subject. This is what William Eggleston has done so well. As viewers, we are drawn to these images, even though there isn't very much going on. Balance is an instinctual thing. When there are multiple elements colliding within the frame, one has to click the shutter when one senses a moment of equilibrium. These shots are the result of a conscious attempt to layer the image, a good sense of balance, and a big dose of luck. He says the important thing is to be open, to listen to everything around one, and to allow ourselves to be surprised. One has to be watchful and hyper alert to pull off these type of pictures. But with experience, one begins to slow time down. I'll end the video with some images from his series Pale Blue Dot. This project is more expressive and psychological. We get drawn into a blurred world in which our grip on reality becomes less certain. He moves away from telling us what happened or what he saw to what he felt. The heavy grain and muted colors transport us into a dreamscape. He uses a nice turn of phrase when he's describing his photography. He says, not only is the street like a theater, but the play never ends. I hope you found that work inspiring. Thanks for staying with me, and I'll see you next time.